Hey gun people, picked up this little Bushnell 1000. They had it on sale for Black Friday for 100 bucks. It'll pick up a 1,000 yards out. It's a rangefinder. It's a laser rangefinder. That one of these sends out a laser and then it comes back and tells you the distance. So if you want to know, and I'm not sure I would carry one of these before I shot a target and then laser it. I mean, if I was only shooting one target and I was out trying to hunt somebody and I wanted to get a good accurate on where he's at, I would probably take 2 or 3 readings on this of objects around him. I'm going to try and let you see what it looks like from the inside view. If I get this closer. And I did it earlier before I started the film. See that little round circle there? If I hit that tree, it says that tree's 20 yards out. So you aim it, and again, pretty damn difficult to do here on the lens. But you aim that little dot, and then you press a button on top, and then at the bottom there, it tells you how far the object is. 40 yards. That one's 39 yards. So whatever that little dot's on is how you pick it up. And I guess what I think is good about having one of these, and you know, I had the cheaper ones a long time ago that was like for 100 or something. It was pretty cheesy. They gotten a lot better, and it's good. Like this that mound out there. From where I'm at, I don't know if you can estimate the distance, but I'm shooting right on top of the camera here, and it says it's 120 yards out. So if that's 120 yards out, then how far is the little building behind my that building out there behind the pond? So there's the mount of the pond. So if I take a shot at that building back there, it says 179 yards. And the mound that I just shot, I forgot. So anyway, I mean, is a rangefinder something everybody should have? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's handy, it's nice if you can get one. Like I said, these were on, I think they were regularly 149 bucks or something. So they had them, I think, for one day for 99. Which is a pretty good deal, I think. You know, I'm sure there's better ones. I looked through some Simmons. I looked through some other ones. This one I thought was worked pretty nice. And again, I would use something like this more for training my eye on, or you know, if you set up a range card and you know you're going to be stuck in an area. Let's say I was positioned on this porch here, and my job was to defend this porch from this pole right here to this pole right here. So these 2 poles are my aiming stakes. So I would just move along this area here at anything I could hit, and I would range find it. And then I could make me a range card and say, okay, that house is so many yards, that's so many yards. And then it gives me a quick reference to know how far things are. If I was on flat ground where there were no markers, then I could go out there and stick a stick in the ground or a pole in the ground at 500 yards, at 300 yards, and then I would have some sort of reference on where my target was by those stakes in the ground. I would know, okay, they're close to the 300 stake, okay, they're close to the 500 stake, etc. With a rangefinder, I mean, I could sit here and if I saw a target, I could laser the target, and then I would laser the tree next to him, maybe a rock in front of him, and get a good average on where he's at, and then I would know where to aim. Because remember, I talked about this in my other bullet. Bullets go up, and then gravity starts pulling them down. So the closer, and normally a 200 to 250 is the normal range where the bullet's climbing. If something's 250 or closer, you want to aim a little bit lower. And the farther out it is, you might want to start aiming a little higher. So the farther out you go, a little higher you're going to go. Depending on the drop, you know your bullet, each round is different. But a rangefinder is just one of those things that it's handy to figure out how far something is real quick. My driveway, if I want to look down at those trees right to where my driveway turns, about 175 yards. So down to those two big trees down there on both sides of my driveway is 170 yards. So that's 175 yards. So then I would be shooting at about 200. So if I was shooting at a target from here to there, I might aim right on the target because it's going to climb a little bit and it'll start dropping. So my zero pretty much might be 225, etc., depending on what I got my sights sighted in at. Again, I think it's kind of handy to kind of just reaffirm your eye every once in a while, to point out things and go, okay, that looks like about 100 yards, that's about 200 yards, maybe that's 150, maybe that's 300, maybe that's 500 yards. So you kind of get to figure out a little bit on your distance, and it makes you do what's called adjustment on the fly, or Kentucky windage, to where if you don't have a range card or something, when you look at something, you've already trained your eye about distances. And I think my pond is about 180 yards. Yeah. So from here to the pond out there is 180 yards to that mound, that backdrop. Again, would you know that by looking on a camera? It's real difficult. But if you're standing up here, I can look out there and say, that's probably about 200 yards. So, just figured I'd cover a rangefinder, pros and cons. If you have one, if you don't have one, they're pretty light. The battery goes off automatically. You press that button on the top, and it automatically gives it power, and then it gives you your little laser and it shoots it out. Now the problem with rangefinders, and I think all of them have the same problems, is it shoots out a laser. So if you shoot at something that's very reflective, it may redirect the laser and you won't get a return, because you have to get the laser going out and then coming back to give you the distance. So if it goes out and it deflects and it doesn't come back, then you're not going to get a range. So that's another reason, if you have one, you want to go out and use it on cars, buildings, etc. I tried taking something the other day when I got it in the car through the windshield, through my glass, and it wouldn't read it because the glass was reflecting a laser and it wouldn't go through the glass. And I was like, oh shit. So I had to roll down the window and then take my little measurement on how far this building was and that building was. But if you're hitting metallic buildings, glass, things that are reflective, you may not get a reading. That's why it's always good to get multiple readings of different objects around it. Okay, that's my deal on a rangefinder, how you can use it. Good to know. I think it's better for training your eye. If you're just going out on a hunt and kill and you're looking for one target, then and you see your target, you want to laser it real quick and get a good accurate distance, you can. Alright, we'll end that there on laser rangefinder.